Now, say we look at, we're standing up, and we're say introducing a bit of footwork, allowing ourselves to transition between a movement. Maybe it's more of an explosive martial movement, or we're moving around, or introducing a different dimension of movement, right? Any sort of way we move, we have free reign over the way that we choose to introduce transitions, and to the degree that we can, say, do it very dynamically or explosively, versus how soft or subtle we choose to make these transitions. You know, a lot of it's just a preference. It's what you feel in the moment. What does your body want to express within this moment? And that I really feel is such a core part of dance. You know, when you get to the point where you can just playfully explore all the dimensions around you, recognize to the degree that you can just creatively explore the environment and your body in all these different sort of contexts. It's beautiful. You know, I really feel to the degree that you're allowing yourself to access this playful, creative exploration, this is the degree that you're going to allow yourself to really embrace and succeed in whatever sort of pursuits you have with movement and dance. It's really just seeing, all right, how can I really engage myself, really enjoy this process of developing your movement and your relationship with your body, and therefore in turn your mind. You know, really, these are the sorts of things, like say if you choose to go deep and root yourself within your breath, practice integrating your motions with Tai Chi, or say maybe you choose to introduce a bit of free-form movement or some sort of calisthenics. Say you choose to introduce more of like a martial form. Introduce any sort of thing where any dimension of exploration you can creatively integrate and introduce into your emotions, into your movement, your repertoire. Anything, any movement, anything. If you're a boxer, you can fight and dance in such a way. You know, any sort of motion, any movement that you can conceive and express. Any movement. It's all right, there's no wrong. And this is really what I believe when we are accessing these dimensions and expressive expressions within dance. It becomes infinite. It literally becomes a beautiful journey that is expansive and limitless and endless, and you see the endless possibilities and you are thrilled and overjoyed to explore it, right? So when I see a new dimension, a new angle, a new perspective, I see infinite possibilities. You know, as I spoke to, it's like, all right, so I'm now on the diagonal, on every right, of how I can integrate that. I can integrate this new transition between dimensions and apply this to every given motion that I ever choose to experience. It's really about, again, understanding what transitions are. Understanding that we very naturally transition in everything. You know, sort of what I was speaking to is when we're walking, we're moving, we're transitioning, we're always transitioning, we're always constantly in a state of transition, of fluidity. And when we are really fluently attuned and calibrated within these transitions, and more so when we give ourselves the ability to introduce awareness to a means to exercise transitions. You know, this is really what I feel at the heart of it Tai Chi is, and dance is. You are priming your body. You're priming it to have the ability to fluently transition. You know, it's not just a it's fluidity. It's an awareness of the value of transitions, and just sitting with that awareness, and then choosing to summon it, to slow it, to stop it, to add a different angle, add a new flavor, a new expansion, when you feel so called to do so. There's something that I was recently discovering, was essentially the love of footwork. I love to play around with tutting dimensions quite often, right? Tutting is an amazing, expansive, endless thing. I was even recently went to a parkour gym for the first time, and I just became excited, just ecstatic on the means of introducing tuts off of all the expansive movements that I'm doing. Say I'm hopping over a box, or I'm going on a rail and hopping on the rail, or sliding off of it. What degree can I incorporate this physical object now within my dimension work, my tut dimensions that I'm playing around with? But yes, what I've been recently exploring is using the feet. Maybe not exactly in this way, maybe exactly in this way, but exploring the feet. Like, holy shit, knowing that this means, this is an entirely different range of tuts. That is all just in the footwork, all in the lower half of your body. What an extraordinary means to do so, right? What an exquisite means to just explore, to go deep within the ability to introduce all these different dimensions and hit all these different dimensions on your feet. Right? It's just expansive, it's endless. And once you introduce that, you're like, okay, well maybe I'll do this motion, play around with this motion, and then I'll drop it to here, or do whatever you feel called, right? This is now a new transition potential. Maybe you're doing your regular movements with your hands and all sorts of limbs, and you choose to now transition into this, and then play into this one, and then transition now into all these micro transitions. Maybe as you're into here, you'll stand up and you'll go lower, the transition to here, pushes in here, and then use micro tuts to play around with all these. Like, it's literally just a game. It's literally just an expansive, endless, infinite game. So, yeah, if there's anything I could invite you to explore, is explore the things around you. The dimensions of the camera lens, the objects, the contours, the shapes, your musculature, the contours of your body, the contours of objects around you. Just get very curious and very explorative with everything that is around you, how you can play with it. Because that's the heart of it. That's really what I feel. This is something I recognize was such a pivotal thing with a lot of dimensions of how we experience life. But if you can playfully play with everything around you, reenact, re-evoke that imaginative, playful state that we once had when we were kids. To literally just look at everything as an object of play, as a toy. Everything. And in the context of dance, if you can allow yourself to essentially dance, to dance with any object, spill water everywhere, but and allow yourself to really playfully explore all the dimensions around you. This is going to open up so much creative potential. And it's just going to move energy. So thank you. If you found value within this video, like, comment, subscribe, continue to follow this journey, wherever this goes. And I'm going to make this particular channel Sporeadic Movement. Just about this, about sporadic movements. I'm going to capture my parkour journeys, my martial art journeys, flow art, performance art journeys, and everything in between, and the sort of things that I feel inspire these kinds of movements, the things that really bring me and have brought me to integrate this. So thank you so much for listening. Much love. Peace.